Hey, Mike. What? Who's got next?
What is good, y'all? It's your man, Hezo, and welcome back into the Blacktop. So we have a new NBA champion, ladies and gentlemen. I know I'm late to the party. I wanted to get this video out last night, but it was just a little bit too late. I stayed up to watch the entire trophy presentation, everything like that, the MVP presentation. And by that time, it was almost midnight. So for me to record and edit and get a video out, y'all know I gotta work the next morning. So we had to wait till today. The drought for the Denver Nuggets is finally over. This NBA season is officially over. The NBA offseason starts today, and congratulations to the Denver Nuggets. As y'all see, I had to represent them a little bit, you know what I'm saying, for this video. If y'all enjoy this type of basketball content, please consider hitting that subscribe button down below, drop a like on the video, and let's get right into it. So the Nuggets have officially captured their first championship in franchise history, and what a great playoff finals run for this Nuggets team led by Joker, who was just absolutely incredible the entire postseason long. This dude led the entire postseason in points, rebounds, and assists. The first player in NBA history to do that. Y'all keep that in mind. Joker was just absolutely incredible, and Jamal Murray was incredible as well. I was so happy for Jamal Murray, him winning this championship after having two major knee injuries, missing 2 full seasons essentially, and coming back and playing really his best basketball we have probably ever seen Jamal Murray play. He averaged 20 and 10 in the finals. Joker averaged 30, 14, and 8 in the finals. In my opinion, this is one of the better playoff runs that we have seen, especially out of a player like Joker. But I think people are getting way too caught up in discrediting this run because of the seeds that this team beat along the way. Let's keep in mind, man, they beat LeBron and Kevin Durant, and y'all would not be saying that if one of these teams won the championship. The fact that the Lakers were a 7 seed and the Suns were a 4 seed, the seeding for them don't matter. Nobody was saying anything when Kevin Durant went to the Suns and the Suns instantly became the championship favorite. Nobody said anything about that, but now we want to discredit for Denver for beating that. I don't understand it. I think the seeding does not really matter that much because everybody knows the Lakers were one of the best teams in the NBA after the trade deadline, and the 7 seed doesn't really reflect that because of how low they were sitting the entire season until after the trade deadline. We got to give credit where credit is due, man. This was an incredible championship run with an incredible performance the entire way with Joker. I watched every single minute of every game, and there was no doubt in my mind that Denver was going to win this series. I originally picked Denver to win in 5. They won in 5 games. Now, I was actually very surprised that Miami actually won a game in Denver. Whenever I made my original pick, it wasn't on video. I don't think it might have been, I don't know, but in my head I said that if they do win one, it'll probably be in Miami. Ultimately they won game 2. It is what it is. Denver still closed the series out in 5. And one of the biggest takeaways that I had from this entire series was the chemistry between Joker and Jamal Murray. The Heat tried to do everything to slow them down, and it didn't work. Yeah, it worked in moments, it worked in some situations. But their dribble handoff action throughout the entire series was it was ridiculous, man. There was no stopping it. They were consistently running pick and pops. Joker would come, have the ball at the top of the key, and Jamal Murray would come around on a dribble handoff and draw 2 defenders, kick it back to Joker for an open 3, or hit Joker in some form, some way. That these two dudes were so dominant this entire series. Now Jamal Murray did not score like he did against the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals, but he was hitting so many big shots and making so many big plays when it mattered. And Joker was he was so dominant, man. He was dominating the game in ways that we have never seen out of a center with the way that he plays the game. I think the Denver Nuggets have something special with this team, and I think that they're going to be right back at the top next season with a very, very strong chance of repeating. Now, I'm not going to go as far as calling them a dynasty just yet, or a dynasty in the making just yet, like a lot of people have said, or and a lot of everybody on ESPN is talking about. I'm not going to go that far just yet, but to think that they can't repeat next year, I think they're going to be back at the very top, because when you look at every other team in the NBA currently constructed, now we have to go through the draft, we have to go through free agency. There's going to be a lot of trades that probably go down. But just relatively speaking, when you look at other teams around the league, every single team has question marks except for this Denver Nuggets team. Their defense was not great during the regular season. They elevated their defense throughout the playoffs. They held the Heat under 100 points almost every game. I think they only had one game where they went over 100 points scoring. You have to credit Denver's defense, man. Aaron Gordon was incredible on defense. This Nuggets team has a chance to do a lot of great things that we have only seen a handful of times throughout NBA history. Now, I'm not going to go as far as to say that they're 1,000% going to repeat, because a lot of things go into that. You have to be healthy. That's one of the biggest, that is the biggest factor when it goes into winning a championship is this team healthy? Unfortunately, the Heat weren't. They got to the finals, and credit the Heat. They had a great run, a historic run as an A seed, only the second team to do it. We don't want to discredit the Heat by any means. Did it all without Tyler Hero. But they ran into a different juggernaut with the Nuggets, and with Joker, the way that he was playing at the level he was playing, realistically probably got robbed of MVP. He wasn't my MVP, but that's another topic for another day. And then the level that Jamal Murray was playing at, and then you factor all that in, while their third best player, Michael Porter Jr., really was a no-show in the entire series. Yes, he had an excellent game 5, finally. But for the most part, MPJ was not really a major contributor, throughout this, this finals, at least the finals matchup. Guys like Bruce Brown, who is a pending free agent. We're gonna see. He said that he wants to stick around. He wants to stay in Denver. That money's not all important. A lot of guys have said that in the past, and they go chase the bag. So we'll see what happens with Bruce Brown. He was such a key contributor, X-Factor type player to this Nuggets team this entire postseason run and during the finals. Christian Braun, or Brown, however the hell you pronounce his name, as a rookie player, played great minutes, gave them such great minutes. Jeff Green played great spot minutes in the minutes that he was called upon, all while being with the head coach of Mike Malone. This team was so impressive to me, and I cannot wait to watch them next season and what type of run they could maybe go on next season. Maybe they repeat. We'll see what happens with the other teams going forward. But I truly believe that this championship here has solidified Joker as a top 5 center of all time. Now, I'm not going to go into why. This is just my opinion at the end of the day. You can dispute that. You can disagree. That's fine. I don't mind. But to me, Joker has solidified himself as a top 5 center of all time. And now a finals MVP, 2-time MVP. And he's just going to continue to grow his resume. Joker truly has a chance to do something special that we have never seen out of a player. And I was talking to my homeboy about this, like last week or whatever. During, whenever, I think maybe after game 1 or game 2, I can't remember exactly. But when you go through players, throughout NBA history, we have seen, guys like Hakeem. Joel Embiid mirrors his game a lot. Now, no, I'm not comparing Joel Embiid to a guy like Hakeem. We've seen a guy like Jordan with Kobe. You know what I'm saying? We've seen guys like Magic. We've seen, I guess maybe like Magic, because LeBron, a 6'8", kind of like a point guard playmaker. You get what I'm trying to say, right? We've seen guys, like those historic players, those historically great players. We've seen those before. We've seen it replicated. We have never in the history of basketball seen a player like Nikola Jokic. And what I mean by that is his skill set with being a 7-foot center, being able to pass the way he does, shoot the way he does, the way he dominates the game. This guy will get the rebound and go coast to coast as a 7-footer. You just don't see that. We've never seen that in the NBA. We've never seen that in the history of the game. Joker is a different type of talent that we may never see again. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. But the fact that he's a 7-footer and the way that he dominates the game with passing, with his ability to stretch the floor, it's just something we never seen. I know some people will probably say, well, Arvydas Sabonis was an excellent playmaker as a center. He was, but he does not have the vision and the playmaking ability like Joker does. I don't know if there's a better passer in today's game than Nikola Jokic. This dude is incredible. His court vision is incredible. His decision making is incredible. Sometimes he's a little bit too passive. He's got the entire body in terms of an offensive game. Now we know he lacks a little bit on defense, but his defense was actually drastically improved from what we saw through the regular season and when we saw in the postseason. Joker's defense was pretty damn good. Again, I don't want to dive too further into it, but I want to give respect where respect is due, and I want to give so much credit to this guy who was a 2nd-round pick, the lowest draft pick in the history of the game, to win a Finals MVP. It speaks volumes, man. After all the talent that we have seen throughout this league, the lowest draft pick to win a Finals MVP, Joker is an absolute stud. I don't think there's any debate that this dude is the best player in basketball. And if you think otherwise, I don't have no words for you, bro. I don't even know what to say to you. What a run for the Denver Nuggets, man. I can't even explain how happy I am for that organization, how happy I am for Joker, how happy I am for, like I said, like Jamal Murray, who has, became one of my favorite players to watch. I love watching his game and how it's evolved and how has just gotten better. He always elevates his game in the playoffs from what it seems like. And this could potentially be one of the better duos in the NBA going forward for the next couple years. And I can't wait to see if they win, another championship. Maybe they go back to back. Maybe they win 3 in a row. You just never know. Now, the league is extremely deep. We have a lot of talent. And again, it does depend a lot on health. So we will have to see going forward. But I'm very, very excited to see what Denver can do in the next couple, 3, 5, 7 years. They got a lot of promise, man. This team, I don't think is going anywhere. I'm gonna pretty much leave it there, man. Not really too much more that I wanted to go into. Just wanted to kind of do a recap of the NBA Finals. Talk about the Nuggets, talk about the Heat just a little bit. And again, credit to the Heat, shout out to the Heat. They had an incredible run. Unfortunately, they fell short. Maybe they can retool in the offseason. I may do another Heat, video on what their offseason outlook looks like. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. Again, we'll see. Y'all drop a like on the video. I'm gonna get on up out of here, and I will catch y'all next episode.